Okay, so we're in Gunwharf Quays in Portsmouth. Basically all we're going to do is hold a sign and again film, and I'm sure we'll get some security interaction. So let's see what happens. Okay, so a little bit of a spanner in the works, because obviously we've got the police we had earlier, and they were cool, and basically we know we're not doing anything wrong. They know we're not doing anything wrong, so yeah. You know, we're not sure what we're going to do now, really, to be honest.
Ramp it up. We're here today to spread a message of love, not aren't we?
I'm allowed to film you.
Say again?
I'm allowed to film you.
Okay.
There's some police just over there if you want to check with them. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. This is private property.
No, it's not.
It can't be. It is. It can't be. There's a sign over there saying no smoking is allowed.
That's right.
Yeah.
In line with smoking regs.
With the law.
For the public.
So if this is private, smoking would be allowed.
No, it's not, because of smoking regulations.
Yeah.
And
can you smoke in your house?
I can. That's not the point.
That's private, isn't it? Okay. So this isn't private.
This is private property.
Okay. The gentleman here has told me that this is private property. I think you'll find it isn't private property because you're not allowed to smoke here. Bonjour. Ça va? That's it. C'est tout. Au revoir. Found me that schoolboy GCSE came in handy. Is that not? Can somebody please call the police? There's a gentleman here with a CSO on his back impersonating a police officer. I don't know about you, but that uniform looks distinctly like the uniform of a police officer. And if I wore a police officer's uniform, I could be charged for impersonating a police officer. So far today, we've had 6 security guards accuse us of being terrorists. I wouldn't be a very good terrorist, really, would I? You would stop me. We're here to raise your awareness that you can do what you like. And just because someone in a costume, like the CSO down there, wearing the uniform that looks distinctly like a police officer, tells you what to do, you do not have to obey. We've been asked to leave because this is private property. It doesn't look very private to me, ladies and gentlemen, and if it is, you're all naughty boys and girls because you're trespassing. So please, tell yourself off.
Are you all there? What's it all about?
What's it all about?
Yeah.
It's just to show that you can still, in a free country, stand and hold a sign and use a megaphone.
Alright.
Because you can.
Well, you just as like to get certified, mate.
What did you say?
Apparently I'm just as likely to get certified. Okay, so we've been asked to leave because it's private property. It can't be private property because it's owned by a corporation. It's therefore corporate property. And I bet no one told you about that, you just thought it was private and public. That's simply not the case. So when someone wearing a clubbing jacket, dressed up to look like a police officer, with the letters CSO, what does that stand for? Do you think it's someone official? A community support officer? No, it's a member of a private company dressed up impersonating a police officer. But I bet if he asked you to leave or told you what to do, you would do it. We need to wake up, ladies and gentlemen. You don't necessarily have to conform. You can do what you want. This is a free country and it's perfectly legal still to stand wherever you like, holding a sign and using a megaphone. So welcome to Gunwharf Quays. We're here to spread the love and wake people up. So far today we've been accused of being terrorists. I'm pretty sure terrorists would use more covert methods.
Right, sir. Hello again.
Hello.
No way.
Okay,
now we're at a stage where I've had a number of complaints of people reporting the inhalers causing antisocial behaviour, namely the tenants and the occupiers of the site. They're entitled to complain like anybody else.
Okay.
So I'm going to request your name and addresses, please, into the Antisocial Behaviour Act.
So I've caused an individual harassment, alarm and distress.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Antisocial Behaviour Act
Okay.
doesn't mention anything about harassment, alarm and distress. You're just acting in an antisocial behaviour.
And you genuinely believe that?
Yes, I do, because the stores have rang my control room, they've rang my bosses, and people are complaining about your behaviour. As a director of you using loud inhaler, both here and in
It's not illegal, is it?
I'm not saying it's legal, but it's acting in antisocial behaviour, which could be illegal.
So that pretty much covers anything that anyone would ever want to do.
Well, anyone who complained about it, I didn't complain about it, someone's complained about it to me. So, like advertising in Cascades, everything in Cascades free, that obviously causes a nuisance to the stores in there. Individuals who work there,
It's still
which are
allowed
entitled
to
to
do that.
complain.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
fine.
it's antisocial behaviour, isn't it? So I'm requesting both your name and addresses.
I'm not obliged. Is that a request or an order?
Yes, it's a request and a social behaviour. If you refuse to, under Section 50, you both will be arrested.
That's a little bit sneaky, isn't it?
No, Section 50 of the Police Reform Act says if you don't give me your name and address...
Can you give us the wording of the law, please?
I don't have to give you the word in the law.
You can't.
I'm
So
not a lawyer,
you can just tell me there is a
No,
law.
I'm not a lawyer.
I've told
so
you Section 50.
You're quoting
Are
an
you-
act to me.
Are you giving... Are you giving... No, I'm not having a debate or
No.
discussion.
Calm down.
No, I'm trying to keep this calm.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're causing
But what,
a nuisance
you're
to
quoting an
people.
act to me.
You're shouting loud inhaler in people with hard of hearing ears, with children goes by. They walk past like this, okay? If
That's
you're
their
not
choice though,
receptive
isn't
to
it?
how people are responding to your behaviour, then that's your problem.
No one's complained to us.
Okay, it's nothing personal. I'm
No,
getting
no,
paid
no.
to do a job. Where
Sure,
they,
yeah.
they
They're
don't
not-
complain
listen,
to you.
hold
They
on,
complain
hold
to
on,
the
hold
police,
on.
don't they? So
Listen, lads, they're not going to complain to you because
There's
people
a
don't
uniform
like people
police
like
officer here.
No, that's fine.
people don't
Can I
like
just-
confrontation, do
No,
they?
no, that's fine. Can I
People
just
don't
speak?
like
Can I just
go on.
speak? You're quoting an act to me that you know that I probably don't understand.
okay.
So I'm asking you to quote why you're asking, you know.
Because the two things you need to know. You're acting in an antisocial behaviour manner compared to people who've reported it to us. The Police Reform Act says, because you're acting in an antisocial behaviour manner, me as a police
The
officer...
act doesn't say that though, does it? It's your
No,
interpretation.
Section 50 of the Police Reform Act says...
What does that say?
It's not my interpretation, is it? I haven't complained about you. Someone else
So
has.
I could complain about anybody doing anything, and that would be antisocial behaviour.
If you reported it that way,
Yeah,
that's your prerogative. That's the way this country is.
We don't
If you
write the
like it, you
legislation.
move somebody else. That's just the law of the country.
What you're arguing,
We don't make the rules.
What you're arguing, sir, is you're arguing that the Constitution, the law, right? The law is either created by when a court case goes to court, or it's passed through the Commons and then the House of Lords, and then the law is passed, right?
I'm not disputing the fact that the
There
legislation
is-
is in place.
the
What I'm
legislation
asking
exists.
is because as a member of the public, I shouldn't be required to know every act and statute.
And as a police officer, I shouldn't be required.
But if you're going to arrest someone on it, surely you should know what it is.
Well, exactly, and I'm
So I'm
telling you,
asking you-
Section 50 of the Police Reform Act just simply
Sean,
says
we're
if
right here.
if you
Okay.
refuse to give your
We're
name
right
and
here.
address, you
Yeah.
will be arrested. That's all the law. That's all that aspect of the law says.
Does that not?
It's just like the Theft Act. I don't have to know word for word what the Theft Act is, but you, as an intelligent,
Theft's different because you know the difference between right and wrong. It's clear
Well,
that
I'm
you should
informing
know.
you now that you're required to give me your name and address.
So it's a request or is it an
No,
order?
it doesn't matter. If it's an
It
order.
It does matter
Okay, it's
because you
an
can
order.
refuse a request.
But you can't order me.
I can't have ordered you. If you don't, you'll be arrested under Section 50.
How can you order us under what?
Section
Under what
50
law?
of the Police Reform Act. Again, a law which I didn't make, it's a law that I'm prepared to enforce if you don't give me your name and address. So it's take your choice. You take it to custody and you can have free legal advice there.
So are we being
And
detained?
Lawyers can discuss
will
it then,
be
it'll be out of my hands.
So are we being detained now?
No, you're
So
not
can we
being
leave?
detained.
Can we leave?
Can we leave?
It's up to you if you want to leave,
Right,
but I'm
we'll-
demanding...
we'll leave then.
We need to take your details anyway.
Because I've made that request.
Yeah, once we
You
make
don't
Request.
guys, listen.
Because it's applied, because I'm not...
The
I'm
trouble.
not-
No,
I'm
no,
not
no, let me
an
speak.
authoritarian
Let me speak.
I'm not an authoritarian person. I'm making a request because I police this country by consent. I'm just telling you, if you refuse to meet that request, the consequences will be you'll be arrested.
Right.
Simple as that. So
So it's an order then?
it's not an order.
Right,
Okay.
am I being
interpret it how you
detained?
want.
Am
You're
I
not
being
detained at the
detained?
moment. but if
So
you
I'm
don't
free to
give
go?
No. Give me a
So
name
you're
and
detaining me?
address. Okay, I'm detaining
if
you
you
now.
refuse-
Take
if
your
you
name and
refuse
address and
details-
No, which
50.
I haven't done yet. Which I have not done.
Okay, well give me your details then. If you refuse this request now, you will be arrested.
Then you can seek legal advice.
And then it'll be out of my hands. Lawyers can discuss your right and wrongs today.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
Okay. So if we're free to get, we're free to go.
What's your name and address? I'm making that formal
Well,
request
that's
now.
fine.
If it's not answered now, you'll be arrested.
Can I just ask you a question?
I've answered enough
No, it's fine,
questions
it's fine,
now.
it's fine.
I've
Listen,
given you
if
more
I go
time.
now-
There's
if I
genuine
go
members of
now-
the public who need my help. But I'm being called here because you're disturbing the peace. You're disturbing people trying to go about daily business.
It's not disturbing the peace.
Choosing to spend their money where they want,
Right,
and they're
listen,
being shouted at
can I just say
or
something?
dictated to. So
I do not want
the
to-
request now.
That's fine.
Give me your name and date.
I do not want to be
birth
arrested,
and
sir.
address.
Okay, I'm peaceful. I'm not going to cause you any violence or harm. Okay.
Do you have any identification?
Well, am I obliged to give you that
Yes,
identification?
because I've made a formal request, an order, interpret it how you
That's
want.
fine. Okay. What do we do?
Well, under duress, give it.
Okay.
You know, we haven't got a choice. We've been threatened with arrest.
Right. I'm giving you my details, but I'd like you to know that it's under duress. Okay. The threat of arrest for doing what I consider not to be, you know, an antisocial act.
It's all right, one man's
It
interpretation
is
of
funny
non-
because
non-antisocial
it's a different
act,
place,
another
same police, same situation, and this time we're getting threatened with arrest.
No, because we've given you leeway, haven't we? All morning we've let you have your right to freedom of expression. But it's
But
got
now
to a
it's been
stage.
curtailed.
Yeah, because a number of people have complained.
I'll give you my details.
When do we
No.
draw the line? Let people just ignore people's complaints?
That's
Go on,
fine,
Tom.
but it's
Go on.
got to be a valid complaint, surely. Do you see what I mean? I'll give you my details.
I don't know, I
Right,
don't
you're
judge
good.
people. Where's that, sir?
London.
Is everything still okay?
Yeah, it definitely is okay. Freedom of speech ends here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's your address, sir?
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
I've not spoken on the megaphone, so I've not done anything wrong, have I? I've just
We're
filmed.
both together in an act. Both aren't we? together.
We're individuals.
Okay, we're both together.
But your purpose is the
It's
same, isn't it?
So
No, I'm
it's
filming.
a joint venture.
So,
You're both here.
what, are you-
How have I broken the law? I've just filmed.
Do you not know him? Do you
I know him, yeah, but we're individuals.
Okay, and
we're not
what
acting
is your
together.
purpose to be here today?
To film him.
To film him.
I've-
But haven't you got the same goal? If you've got the same goal, then it's joint venture,
But he
isn't
hasn't
it?
actually.
My
kind of-
goal is to is to film him. I haven't spoken on the megaphone, so I can't have breached anyone's peace.
No, it's not breach of peace, so it's section 50, which is a different thing.
Well, I haven't acted
Which is a little
antisocially.
bit- Come on, you've got to admit. People
How
should
have
be allowed
I?
to go about their
No,
sort
no,
of
no,
daily
no.
business.
How have I acted antisocially?
It's up to you whether you want to give details or not. I mean,
You've just said that on tape. I don't want to give my
Your
information.
friend's given his details, so
Under duress of arrest, which I don't want to be arrested.
no one wants to get arrested, do
Well,
they?
exactly.
But the only way you've got that information off us is to threaten us with arrest. We've been forced to give it.
Again, sir, we don't make the law.
Hello.
If you're unhappy about it, you
No,
let your
that-
MPs to change it.
That's
You write to
fine.
Parliament.
That's fine. You say you don't make the laws.
I'll
But
give you a form where you can complain to my boss.
how did the Nazis crack on in Germany? We didn't make the laws, but we'll kill some Jews.
So I'd just like to say I believe I haven't acted antisocially. If you can prove I have, I'll give my details. Otherwise, I don't want to. If that, you know, if
Which
that's
is-
okay.
So
Then-
you
then-
refusing the request?
I'm not refusing. I'm
No,
just saying
no, no,
all I've done is
no.
film.
But
That's
what
it.
I'm
I'm
saying,
not judging you on what your actions are. I've asked you to provide your name. Because you're
Yes, but
really
unless
together
I've
in that
broken the
joint
law, I'm not obliged to give it to you, am I?
venture. So I've had it recorded. You've acted in social behaviour. You don't
I
want to do
haven't.
that. You're now under
No, 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 no.
for under section 50 of the Police Reform Act because you're refusing to give your name.
I didn't refuse. I was asking whether I could or not.
refused.
I'll give
You
you
haven't
them.
said that.
I'll give you my details. I was asking whether I had to.
Okay, well then you're no longer under arrest because you're going to give your.
Thank you
details
very
and
much.
We've got no grounds. To
Thank
do
you very much.
it. Go ahead. Obviously, thank you. What's your name, sir?